social media, please. Me, please. Leveraging social media to grow your wedding officiant business. I am always excited to come to Houston. I'm excited for 3 reasons this year, because I get to come hang out with all you guys. And then also, because driving here, I get to pass 2 Buc-ee's. So I know that there's some people here that is not from Texas, but Buc-ee's is an experience. You must go. You have to find your way there, because there's something to eat, there's something to buy. You can furnish your whole house in Buc-ee's. It's Buc-ee's.
It's a gasoline station.
Buc-ee's. It's a truck stop that truckers are not allowed to visit. I say, somebody that didn't know what a Buc-ee's is going to find a Buc-ee's. And even if you gotta leave, you're going. There's Buc-ee's in other states, so it's not a Texas thing. So you might have one if you're from Florida, or I think there's one in Colorado. But there are some places that you guys can go and experience the Buc-ee experience. Now I heard some of them are empty, so you want to go to Texas because we're always full.
Okay,
we do everything big. We do everything big here. So no, it's like B-U-C.
C-K-E-E.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little
right.
weaver with buck teeth, so that's where the Buc-ee's is from. So you gotta go do this.
Latrice.
Yeah, right here.
There you go.
So let me start this real quick.
Yes.
So I'm the representative for Buc-ee's. You need this really bad. So we're now friends. So what this means is that you guys know me, you like me, and you trust me. So you're gonna find you a Buc-ee's, right? So we're going to go into the know, like, and trust factor, but first let me tell you a little bit about me. I want to tell you about me because I want you to know I'm just like everybody else in this room. So every person that came here and talked today started at a day 0. Even the owner of Buc-ee's started at day 0. I don't know really how that all worked out, but we all started scared. We stepped out there. Everybody has a day 0 when it works at everything. So in 2017, I decided I was going to try this thing called weddings. For years, I wanted to do something that had something to do with weddings. I remember moving into my town, and I drove past a place called Hanging Gardens. I didn't do any weddings at that time, didn't know anything about a wedding, but what I knew was I was going to own Hanging Gardens. I didn't know what was going to happen with Hanging Gardens, but I was going to own it because I drove past it, and it was always so beautiful and lit up. I said, people get married there, it's so amazing. I want to own it. Well, it had asbestos and they tore it down. So I never got to own it. But that set me on a path of I wanted to do something that dealt with weddings and marriages and people. And I have been married. I got married 100 years ago. And like most people, I was broke. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to marry this again, and we're going to do it. And then I realized weddings was expensive. Even back in the early 2000s, it still cost millions of dollars to say I do. And I was like, okay, we're going to take this pause. We're going to do it again later. And we never had it later because I didn't want to invest in it, and we never had the money, and we started having kids, and everything happened, and so I never had it. We just never did it, and I was like, okay. But I realized at that moment that I really loved weddings. I loved looking at them, watching movies. I watched every Jennifer Lopez movie that there is. That woman has been married so many times. She has planned a million weddings. She's done everything, but the one thing that stood out to me was in Wedding Planner when she walked up to the lady and she said, "You're so beautiful. Is this like the biggest thing in your life?" I don't know what she said, but that moment, when she had that moment with that bride, I wanted to have that moment with every couple. And at first I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a planner. But the army in me will probably walk out. Because when they start acting crazy, I'm just like, you know what? Okay. Get you and your wedding, I cannot play with you. So I was like, okay, that's not gonna be it. So I searched and tried to do pictures, and I'm better being a picture photographer of my babies. But I'm not good at doing photography for other people, so my mouth is dry. So I am the owner of 2 adult children. I brought one today. She's my baby. I have an older one, and he knows everything, and I couldn't get him to come here because he knows I'm slowly trying to get him to marry people. Everybody gets close to me. I try to inspire them to marry people because it's something amazing about being able to be part of somebody's big day. I love to fly fish. I travel all the time. Fly fishing, it's weird. Black girls fish. I'm from the city, California. Who knew it? There's country in me somewhere deep in my DNA. Mm-hmm. It comes from my parents. One's from Mississippi, one's from Alabama, but I love doing country stuff. And then I moved to Texas and I kind of sound country, so I yeehaw, hey y'all all the time. So I start out every wedding with, are y'all ready wedding. And everybody's ready for a wedding. Been Army for 20 years. I love it. I don't know when I'll leave because I'm addicted to it. They get on my nerves, but I keep coming back. I have an elopement chapel in Dallas, well, it's Arlington now, and I marry people all the time. I love seeing people. I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to a lot of things, but it's not drugs. It's just people, Army, and fishing. And I love teaching people, love helping people, seeing people get to their potential. Because a lot of people are afraid to do that. But I want to get back to what I was talking about because I talk a lot. And okay, I'm saying two different things. Okay, I'm moving faster than, yeah, there we go. So, the know, like, and trust factor. You've probably heard this before. There's a lot of people who talk about that. Know, like, and trust. What is that? So I put up 3 people here that's very known, you know. Do we all know these folks? Characters? Folks? Yeah, so you have Oprah. Oprah's not on TV no more, but the one thing Oprah could do was get people to sell out companies. Oprah could show up. Every year she had a session where she taught about her favorite things. And I know everybody get it because everybody's like, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. That was like what that was known for. But what she did was she sat there and she would find her favorite company. She would say, Logitech, this is the best thing you can have in your life. And you know what? They would sell out overnight. Just because her voice said it. You have the Kardashians. This is Kim. But my mother secretly watches Keeping Up. You know what? It was hard for me to find a picture of her because there's so many versions of this woman. So I felt like this was the version I kind of see her as.
The original surgeries, maybe?
Yeah. Because, you know, she just went to the Met Gala. Yeah, she just went to the Met Gala, so that was what was really popular right now, and that doesn't look like Kim.
No.
So, and I seen this, I said, you know what? That's Kim to me.
That was Kim before Kanye.
Yeah. But I'm a Kanye fan, we're both Gemini.
I know.
But the thing was that my mother is a secret Keeping Up with a Kardashian fan, and I found this out because she calls me one day, she says, I need the cookie jar that's on one of the sisters' counters. Mom, what are you talking about? She was like, she had this cookie jar. I don't think they eat the cookies. But it was like one of those big brown tall pillar ones, and they stacked them all. And it was just an art project. And she was like, I have to do that. And at that moment, I realized my mother had supported them and didn't even know it. Because 1, she was going to buy the jar. 2, she was going to buy the cookies. So she now gave money to the jar company and the cookie company, all because she watched their show. And she likes them and trusts them and know them, even though she don't even talk to these people. But that made her want to do something that they were doing. And then you have this wonderful character right here. I picked him because I like Cheetos.
Cheetos
I just like Cheetos. So when I see this character, what he does, I want to have a Cheeto. You know? I'd be like, you know what, I should stop by the store. Yes. But I was just like, you know, that, so characters sell, people sell, even when you don't realize that you're selling them. So when it comes to social media, you gotta let your social media be big. I know a lot of people don't believe in it, but you got to. I don't know about you, but there's probably somebody who don't even have a Facebook page. Who doesn't have a Facebook page?
Who does not?
Who does not have a Facebook page? Oh my God.
I do not.
Okay, do you still have a MySpace?
No.
Still around?
No, there's so much time that you devote to Facebook. If you think about how much time you spend looking at your phone.
Okay, but you gotta
Some
look at it
people
like
have that
this.
time.
You gotta look at it like this. Social media can either be a networking or a money generating magnet. Which do you want it to be? If you want it to be a networking and keeping up with all your friends, then that's exactly what you do. You keep up with your friends. Yes, I can spend hours on Facebook just watching about Tommy going to school and prom and what somebody ate, and it looks nasty. But I watched what they cooked and what they ate today. But I can also make it my point that I'm only going to post about business. I'm only going to share something about my business every day. Either a person is going to hate you or they're going to love you. If they hate you, they'll just unblock you. But if they love you, subconsciously what that person is doing is taking in everything that you put out there. You don't got to read nobody's posts, but you can post all day. I have people call me all the time and they're like, they start talking and they're like, oh, did you see it? I put it on Facebook. And I said, no, I just talk about me. I want you to hear about me. I care about you, but call me and tell me about you. But truly, I want you to know about me. I'm marrying somebody today. I'm going rock climbing. I'm going fishing. I'm doing all these things because I want you to follow me so that now you're Oprah. I am your Kim Kardashian, and I am your Chester Cheeto that's in your life every day. Because you want a piece of what I got going on. So I'm going to flip and then I'll come back to that one. So when it comes to doing my weddings, I believe in you build a brand around you. I remember one day somebody called me one day, and I'm already used to trying to coach this person into hiring me. I'm like, okay, so I got to book this consultation. I got to get you on the phone because I have a really good success rate at getting you on the phone. If I get you on the phone, I'm marrying you. That's just what I'm gonna do because I got a whole process on how to book you. I already know that I ain't tripping if you. I'm good at that. So I want you to call me. I want to get you on the phone. We're gonna talk for about 30 minutes, but I was gonna end with, can you send me a contract? I'm like, okay. Or you'll say, let me think about it, and I'll look at my daughter and I'll say, they're gonna call me in a few minutes, and then that's it. Because I'm really good at booking people. But I had a couple that called me one day, and I didn't have to say anything. They went on my website, they found me on TikTok, they found me on Instagram, they stalked me and said, you're my person. Okay, I'm your person. I don't even know how to respond to that because I was so set in you telling me what you wanted and me selling you this big, glorious, beautiful event, and then you telling me you want to hire me. But now you're just like, oh no, we already know you, sir. We know you, we want to hire you, have to give you our money. I was like, oh, okay. So that happened because I built a brand around me. People get me. I own Put a Ring on It Dallas, but that is not me. And that was what I was confused at in the beginning. When I first started doing business, it was like, God, who am I? Who is this business? People run up to you talking about, you're Put a Ring on It Dallas! And I'm like, no, I'm Latrice. My mom named me that. I'm really proud of being Latrice Roman. So I wanted people to start knowing Latrice Roman. So Latrice Roman is everywhere. She's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I don't care what era that I am in or what hairstyle I am wearing. I am Latrice Roman that day. I am your favorite wedding officiant. So if anybody watch me online, you probably hear me always start off that way. Hello, you guys. It's Latrice, your favorite wedding officiant. Because the more I put that into your head, guess who I am. Your favorite wedding officiant. Your favorite wedding officiant. We're favorite wedding officiant. By the time we leave here, I'm everybody's favorite wedding officiant. So when I say I marry people, you now want me to marry you, or you want me to marry your friends? I'm going to marry somebody, and then you start looking for me. You start searching. Even if you got referred to me, you search, and now I have reviews. I got people writing about me. So let me tell you. American Marriage Ministries, their online person that does all their posts. She's fabulous. Her name is Jessica, and I missed her. She was busy, I was busy, and then like 6 months went by, and I never got this appointment with her. And I just forgot it. I was like, forget these people. Oh, I ain't dealing with these people. And then I was in the New York Times, and I didn't even know I was in the New York Times. But they tagged American Marriage Ministries, and she called me one day. She's like, congratulations, you're on the New York Times. And I'm like, girl, shut up. Oh my goodness, I'm like Kim Kardashian and Oprah today. And so at that moment, I gave her the interview. I was like, girl, interview me today. And that was the first time that she interviews me. And I'll tell you, I've been like on their website a few times to the point where now when I go places, like I've been where did I go to Vegas. I did Vegas. And when I did Vegas at Wedding MBA, somebody walked into there and was like, oh my God, you're Latrice! And I was like, okay, I made it. So that's why I say, you build your brand. You know, I'm not Put a Ring on It Dallas. I own Put a Ring on It Dallas, but I am Latrice Roman, and I'm everywhere on the internet, and that's exactly what you guys need to do. Don't be afraid of the internet. Use internet for your potential. You can make so much money with this thing called the internet and social media. You just block out everybody else. Now, your business name. I went back to this because when I first started, I was not Put a Ring on It Dallas. This is the day I opened up my place, so it has Put a Ring on It Dallas. I was in Suite 201. This was a great day for me. But I was not Put a Ring on It Dallas. I mean, I've had a lot of business names because I was trying to get it right. So anybody here that doesn't have a business name?
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you age at all?
No, I just changed hair.
Yeah, okay.
I only changed hair.
I was like,
And-
this looks like it could have been taken yesterday, and I was like, what is going on?
No, just hair changes. That's all I changed.
That's what I told last night at dinner. I'm like,
Yeah.
There's no way.
He was like, did I meet you? I'm like, yeah, I just had different hair. But your business name, I think when I first started doing business, I had the name Love, Vows, and Kisses. I thought it was cute, and it was awesome, great. But then, like, for like a couple of months, I tried to answer the phone that way. It was like, hello, Love, Vows, and Kisses. Hello, Love, Vows, and Kisses. And I was like, you know what, I hate that name. That name sucks. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't have no love through it. It didn't have anything. So when you guys first do your business, fall in love with your name. The same way you fall in love with kids when you have them. You've thought about that name for 9 months, and then you pop that kid out, and that kid is Joshua. Mark. Ain't nothing traditional, ain't nothing unique or body, but now you're like in love with Joshua. So do the same thing for your business. You don't have to just jump into something, and keep it simple. You know, some people, like, do you know how many ceremonies by Angela there is? And Officiant, Latrice, Romans, there's like a ton of us. So when you go into Google My Business, it's like, which ceremonies by do I hire today? Oh Lord, I think I kind of like Joshua, so let's just hire him. So
That's why Bethel, having an unusual name, I was able to use it.
yeah, because it's like, who's a Bethel? I should call her just because I want to know where that name comes. What's a Bethel? Bethel, I like that. And so you want to do that because it's like, if your name is, you want to have something that you believe in, that makes you proud when you say it. When you walk in a building, that's who you are. One day I said, I did not put my face on anything. My face was not on any picture. It wasn't on my website. I ran a very generic website because I had a stigma in my head that all officiants was old white guys that looked like KFC or something. I just thought that was it. So I hid myself from my business for like ever because I was just afraid that people wouldn't hire me. I would not get their money if they met me. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna eventually meet me, but I just figured I was gonna surprise you, be like, surprise! I'm a little short black lady and I'm here to carry you. And I don't even sound like whatever I can believe KFC is. But that was what I thought. And then one day I decided, okay, I'm gonna start putting myself out there. And I started doing pictures. And at first it was just selfies. Every time I took a wedding, I took a selfie because you wasn't gonna steal my pictures. Because people will steal your pictures. You'll take great pictures and you'll be scrolling on Thumbtack and see your pictures at somebody else's wedding. You're like, I know I married that couple. So then I just did selfies. Every picture had me in there. And so then I had people showing up saying, I came for the picture. I came for your, because you're in everybody's picture. And I'm like, okay. And I made it fun, like, okay, we gotta do my selfie. Hold on. Freeze. And so it was fun for me, it was fun for them, and they got to find themselves on my social media. It was like, look in about a week or something. You're gonna be on my Facebook page. You might be on my Google My Business. You're gonna be somewhere, but you're gonna be there. So that people were just happy because they were standing next to the Oprah Kardashian. And I was part of it. So that is what social media does. Social media can make you famous, but you're not famous. Where in your day-to-day life, don't nobody know that you even exist. But when it comes to social media, you are somebody big. You're somebody want to do business with because they trust you, they like you, and they want you in their presence. So I tell you, yes.
I just wanted to give a testimony to being popular on social media and how it works. Because I have other businesses and I'm on social media. I'm on TikTok Live. I do Facebook Lives. And it's funny when I go out in town and I don't know what these people look like. And they come and they run up to you and they're like, see, it's C. And I don't know them. I can't tell who they are. But it does really give you a presence when you're out and about and people know who you are and other people see them and you kind of feel like you're a star. So it does really work a lot. It does really work a lot.
So that is C. Oprah Kardashian the second. I got the first type. So, and this also generate leads because sometimes, like just a few days ago, somebody sent me a text message on Instagram. She said, Elena told me to call you because she said you can help me. I don't know who Elena is. And she hit me up on Instagram. And I just said, oh my God, I'm so excited. Let's talk. I don't know who Elena is, but I thank you. But Elena probably watches me and was just like, I watch this chick all the time. I talk about a lot of things. I get on social media. Some days I'll talk because I walked outside before a wedding and my tire was flat. And now I'm telling you what not to do. I tell you why I show up with 2 pairs of shoes. Because some days I show up thinking I'm super cute in a pair of heels. And I have more energy getting to the wedding than I have getting back to my car. And then I gotta try to get to the car in the same shoes that I've been standing in, and I'm doing this. And then some days I'm barefoot on rocks. So I have a whole Facebook, I have a whole TikTok on, please remember your shoes, because my car is way back there, and I'm right here, and I wish somebody could get me. You know, Night Rider, I need my car to be Kid. And I can say, Kid, come pick your girl up. So, target audience. When I first started doing this on social media, my target audience was just people. I had it all wrong. I had it all wrong. That is so wrong to just think. Everybody was like, so what's your target audience? I'm like, you know what? People, breathing, love, couples, engaged. That was all I had. And then I realized those are not always your people. People start calling you with stuff talking about, you know what, I want a theme wedding. I love Star Wars. I've never watched Star Wars. I couldn't pull a Star Wars wedding out my butt if I wanted to. I don't even know where to start. And I had to start saying, you know what, I'm gonna have to find somebody else, you know? And then, you know, we had the Vegas weddings, Elvis. There's no way I can even dress up to play Elvis if I wanted to, you know? So it was just like, you know what, I can't do that. Their demographics. You gotta know the people you like, their ages. I like to relate to people, so I talk about a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I'm old school at some days. I was an 80 baby. I'll bring up some stuff. I was raised in the era of princesses. I'm always looking for Prince Charming to come sweep me off my feet. And I don't care, I'm gonna die that way. So I like people who was born in that era too, because that's how we were raised. These old new kids, they are not trained that way. They don't even know what a princess is, okay? You ask them about Mulan and they like, who? So I'm like, I ain't got time to deal with y'all. And also the tradition, your wedding ceremony and the traditions that people are looking for. When you advertise yourself online, show yourself doing. If you are from a religious background and you have that knowledge, post about it. Post yourself. Talk about it. Just go live and talk about it. Because there's so many people out there looking for something. If you love jumping the broom, talk about jumping the broom. Go live one day and be like, hey, I love jumping the broom. This is why I love jumping the broom. I love doing jumping the broom. I do it different than most people. During this networking time, we've been here all day, so I know all you guys met some friends. So this is for everybody. So I want you to get your phones out, put your cameras on. I don't care if you haven't met any friend or you're going to meet a friend right now. And I don't care if you've been in business forever or you just started business today. But what's going to happen is you're going to take a selfie with somebody sitting next to you, because the first thing you're going to do is tell people that you're in business today, at this moment. I don't care if you ain't married not one person, you officially is in business, because somebody has to know you're in business for you to be in business. And you have to tell somebody. You got, so I don't care what you use, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, MySpace. If the behind is still out there, because even though we stopped using them, they still be there. So if that's what you're comfortable with, what I want you to do is take a few minutes, take a picture with somebody next to you. You're going to take a picture with your friends. We are now friends. All of us are friends. Take a picture with your friend. Say, Miss Hunter, you better find it.
I have a friend.
Yeah, so you can take a photo.
I
Yeah.
have friends.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right. Take the picture. Take the picture. Grab a picture with me. Grab a picture with everybody.
By the way, for those of us with the
I got lined up here.
All right. Are we good? Okay. Is that marks?
awesome.
Okay, you guys just went Oprah, Kardashian trees. All right, see, I just like, you don't even realize, y'all just like, the balloon is big. All right. You're welcome. All right, so you guys all got your pictures?
Oh, look. With that.
All right. Let's tell you what you can do. So I know everybody's like, she ain't told me nothing, but talk a lot about herself. So you guys got to get online. Some of the best ways to get online is get a website. You know, what websites do is help people learn about you, find your service. Some people feel like they don't want a website.
Okay, so I have a question about the website. So if you, sorry, my voice is coming in. Once you set up your website, if you haven't done any websites, what kind of content do you do? How do you put content up if you haven't actually done weddings?
It's okay. Start out with just you. When you start out, start your business more about you. You can use some candid shots. You can find just candid wedding pictures, and you can slowly start replacing them. You can take people with you to a wedding. So if you do an elopement or something like that, you can just drag somebody with you here, take some pictures of me, and you can just slowly start switching over your pictures. But you can start your website with just some really clean, nice headshots. And I know there's gonna be a part in here where I tell you, like, go get somebody to take your pictures, but you don't have to. There's so many wonderful editing apps right now. Like this white wall is golden. This is prime real estate for a good headshot, okay? So,
And point and stuff, so that way you can use that and put
Exactly.
some. Do you need officiant and text right next to it?
yes, because what you can do is when you go into like apps like Canva, and you can change your background. So white is the best color to change up. So I have pictures, like some of my website pictures was me just standing at a white wall. But by the time you see it, I'm standing at a whiteboard, look like I'm teaching a class, I'm in a classroom, I'm sitting at the beach. I ain't at the beach, I'm in Dallas. Just sitting there. But I sat in front of a white wall and just was sitting there. And then I sat here and edited the picture, added a whole nother background behind me. So you don't have, I mean, truly what you can do is do the same thing. Get you a white wall, take some really nice pictures dressed up, and then Google wedding backgrounds. And you can get like a church where it's just like pews behind you. It don't have to be nobody else's wedding, no bride, no nothing, just some
Okay.
pews behind you. And you just crop yourself in there, just like if you were standing there. It looks like you're at a wedding.
Okay, with the church and the pews and all of that, what Bethel was saying earlier, if you're targeting, like, the person that doesn't put up, they only want the religious, so they're not really including like LGBTQ and other non-religious,
Then your background could be a
customers.
park.
Yeah, so it could be something neutral.
Absolutely. They get to come by, visit, and leave. So I post everything on TikTok, or at least I create it there. I save it. Like I know everybody been hearing TikTok is shutting down, going away, all that stuff. It probably is. I don't know. I don't really care. But it's a really great platform for me to tape my videos on. I tape the videos. I save them. I suggest doing that and then share them everywhere else. My Instagram page is set up to everything I put on Instagram. It automatically just posts to Facebook. I ain't got to think about it. I tape it in TikTok, hold on to it for a few days. Some days I post stuff the same day. My phone is a bunch of stuff. Content everywhere. Everything is a content moment. It may not use it today, but it might come in handy tomorrow. So if I'm just walking out here and I see something, I'm gonna take a picture. Or I'm gonna have a video. Or I'm gonna have something just so that people can be like, oh, it might make sense 6 months from now. And then I'll be like, you know what? I got a video for that, or I got a picture for that. So always just take stuff because it makes sense later sometime. Sometimes when you have slow moments, so there's gonna be a time where everybody have their seasons when it comes to getting married. They might say, I have slow summers or I have slow Decembers. For a while, my Decembers were always slow. That's the time that I sleep, play around, try to revamp what I'm gonna do for the next year. But you believe I'm always busy because I've taped so many pictures throughout the year that even in December when I'm laying on the couch just watching the Christmas Story and the carols or whatever, pictures are still hitting social media. So people are like, you stay busy. Every time I see you, you're marrying somebody. I am. There's so much love. There's love everywhere. And I'm probably at home resting. So that's what the content does. It makes people know that you're always busy and your website never goes to sleep. People watches a lot of things. They stalk you because they want to know what's going on. If they go to your website and you have not been on your website since 2019, it looks like you're out of business. So if you want to be in business, you're always posting something. I tell my couples, they book me sometime months out, follow me on social media. Find my Facebook page, find my this, find my that, because what I want you to know is I'm not dead. What COVID did is made you think people would die. They would just fall out. You wouldn't know. Would you want to find out the day before your wedding that I was gone? Or would you want to go and look at my Facebook page and see she just posted yesterday? She's always posting. She's everywhere. She's in our face.
Hi, which one of those domains you like using?
So I'm right now I go back and forth between Squarespace and GoDaddy. So I used to use Google domains and they have shut down. So they have rotated everybody over to Squarespace. I'm not for sure if Squarespace is going to offer the same deal for how much they charge. So I may end up with GoDaddy just because I like paying the I like paying the little $12.99. So these are my suggestions that for buying your URLs. Buy tons of them. I own a lot of them, just because I never know when I'm going to need them. And sometimes your business might change, you know. So this is just a little bit. My time is running out, so I'm gonna talk really fast. So this is just know your platforms. Facebook is just great for like everything. Everybody, mom, dads, everybody. People have been on it for years. A lot of young people are not on there. Instagram is great for pictures. So clean, nice, beautiful pictures you want to put on Instagram, because when people go to your page, they just see pictures. You can have different little combinations. So when you go to mine, it has pictures, words, pictures, words. I do that on my personal page just because I like that contrast where it's like a inspiring quote in a picture. It's really up to you. Pinterest, I don't play in Pinterest, but people do it just for inspiration. If you're a blogger, I would suggest doing Pinterest because you can do pretty pictures and lead it back to your blog, which leads people back to your website, which leads people to you. TikTok is just, it's like YouTube. I like doing really short videos because I don't believe that people's minds stay, we can't keep your attention more than about 3 minutes anyway. So TikTok gives me about 3 minutes. I talk longer sometimes, but I try to get it out in 3 minutes. And then I try to go on my life because I think I can get you to engage with me that long. So to build a professional website, I always think about what your domain name is. Get somebody to design it so it's easier and it's user friendly. If you're confused on your website, they're confused on your website. So if people are asking tons of questions, they're confused. Keep working on it. If you read it and you get confused, they're confused. For your content, always make sure you got a home, about, services, testimonials, gallery, blogs, things that people look for. People are always looking for to see if you're real. So you want to have some good pictures. You want to have some testimonials. Same way Bethel said, put your testimonials within the page. You know, the first thing people see is somebody's quote that says, I'm amazing. Okay, I don't know, but yeah. But I took that. I figured I was going to give y'all a gift. So what I'm giving everybody is going to be my ChatGPT prompt. It's what I use. Every month, at the beginning of the month, I go into ChatGPT, I type in this prompt, and what it does is it kicks out what it thinks I should be doing every single day. You can just say, I want you, so ChatGPT is like your best friend. You can train it to do things. It can become your personal assistant. You can go in. Do you have any questions? Because they're about to kick me out the room. He'll come. All right. But thank y'all so much. I'm so happy. Welcome to Houston. Have a great time here. We do a big